Hello, everybody. This is Serene to you, live and direct. I thought I would quickly make some kind of a blog that spoke about my twin pregnancy because I am now in my 19th week, about to be 20 weeks, and I had a bit of an interesting kind of first few months, to be fair. Right from the beginning, I think it's just been a real big learning experience. So I looked online and I didn't see many British videos because I mean our care system's very different over here. So a lot of US videos, some international ones as well. And I just felt, well, there wasn't really anything that sort of documented the British system, the NHS, the way that we do, pregnancies here, twin pregnancies here. So I thought, well, I would make a video just so I can document it really for myself. And it's good to kind of, I think, look back and see just really how you dealt with it all. Right away, I think I found out when I was about 6 weeks pregnant, and I literally just went to check if everything was okay because I was very, you know, nervous, I think, just about the pregnancy in itself. And I thought, well, I wasn't feeling too great, just feeling awful in the first few weeks. I think I found out when I was about 6 weeks. And then me and my boyfriend, we went to the early pregnancy centre, and we found out that we were having twins. So the lady, she said, oh, I think there's two. And I was like, sorry. And he was like, obviously, because he's so capable of making twins. I was extremely shocked. I nearly fell off the table. We were really just taken aback, I think, by it all, really. But yeah, let me show you that. So the first scan that we ever got was this one. So they were tiny, weeny little dots, really. Then, I don't know if you can see them there. Baby A, baby B. And yeah, there were tiny dots then. And I think the first thing that you think when that happens is, how am I going to deal with two? I've already got a son. My son is just about to be 15. And so, it's like you're doing it all over again. And definitely with two, I think you think to yourself, I don't know if I can do two at the same time. But I think I've been really fortunate because I've got a partner who's just like very can-do attitude, very practical, and is like, we're gonna ace this. And I'm just like, okay. Very, very unsure, but I'm going along for the ride anyway. So we found out at about 6 weeks, and one of the things I would say for women who are having twins is just the symptoms were just so much more than when I had a singleton. My morning sickness was just seriously crazy. I really, really didn't like that at all. Waking up in the mornings feeling terrible. I mean, and I'm somebody who would make an effort in the mornings. I just didn't feel like I could even get out of bed. And I think that was definitely one of the worst feelings of just not being able to hold anything down, not being able to smell anything. My sense of smell is great anyway. In pregnancy, it's just off the charts. So I just felt really, 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 really ill all the time, running to the toilet to be sick, but never actually really being sick. I think I've only vomited a handful of times in pregnancy. But the sickness would literally lay me down and put me to sleep because it was just that bad. My sense of smell went off of a lot of things. I went off of my partner's deodorant, and I actually felt at one stage he's doing this on purpose now to upset me. He is wearing this on purpose, and poor thing, he would go out the house to even spray it on. He was like, this is the only one that works for me. This is this is the only one I've ever used, but nevertheless, I think it's a lot to get used to. I had a few times going into the early pregnancy centre because of just things like, having discharge or pain or things like that, and really worrying that something was wrong. So I really sympathise with women who I suppose are just getting all those symptoms and just don't know what's happening. And I was searching online quite a lot to sort of see, is anybody else going through this with me? I saw a lot of stuff on the forums, but then still had quite a lot of questions. And, I went so many times that literally they said to me, you need to relax. You're taking this way too far. So anybody who does that, listen, I could sympathize. I was doing exactly the same thing. They probably know me by face and by name now, because I was just like, can you just check? Can you just check one more time? Can you just, but it's because you're just so nervous and you want to nurture the babies and you want to make sure that they're okay. And it's very difficult to, to just believe that they're okay. You have to trust God. You really, really do. But seeing their heartbeats is reassuring in later months, and also feeling them in later months is so reassuring. But bless your babies and put your hand on your stomach every day and pray on your babies, and just trust that they will be okay and that you're giving them everything that they need. And do give them everything they need. Do supplement your body with the right vitamins and greens. I've been into a lot of greens, salads, vegetables. I eat so many fruits per day. So many fruits. And I keep water by my bed. So in the middle of the night, as I go toilet, then I drink. As I go toilet, then I drink. So I'm getting myself into the habit of really hydrating myself, because really we should be having a lot of water. And again, with twins, they're expecting your intake of water to be, to be quite high, really. So I have monochorionic diamniotic twins, and we found out that they're girls. And it's amazing, really, because someone who would never have thought that they could have twins full stop, to be able to conceive them naturally, and even carrying them, it does feel kind of like something pretty amazing is happening. And of course something amazing really is. So for all those women who are in my shoes, I can understand the surprise when you are told that, and that they're identical, and you think, gosh, this time last year, if you'd have told me that I was going to be in this position, I would not have believed you at all. So because I went so many times to the doctor, I've got scans for days. So the next scan I had, which was a reassurance scan, seeing the bubbers again. And then we saw them. This is so cute. We saw them again. This was probably more around 12 weeks or so. I think this is probably more around 12 weeks. You can see the little pot bellies there, and they were as cute as can be. It's so funny how much they grow. And then the most recent, which I think was 16 weeks scan, there they are again. And baby A was sort of on her head with her knees up, which is so strange. They're a real cute bunch, and it's interesting the reactions that they have, because they interact a lot. They were kicking each other, and you could see that they already have a bit of a relationship going. So that's really nice. So that's on the sort of the baby part and the development part, and just, I suppose, just feeling a bit more reassured. And I have to say that if you do feel unsure about anything, don't worry how many times you call the midwives or bug your doctors, because you know what? you need to be sure about your baby. So, or babies. So literally do that. They're a resource and they're there for you. And I think we have a really good resource here in the UK. I think I feel very blessed to be able to have a lot of options and a lot of choice. And I'm having my babies in Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. And, you know, so far the care there has been really good and reassuring. I have scans every 2 weeks for my babies. In between then, I have obstetrician and midwife visits. So I am ending up being there quite often. But at the same time, I'm really grateful to have that level of interaction. And I think that we are very lucky, really, here to have that. It's a free healthcare system, but at the same time, we are contributing to it, through our salary. And yeah, I really do think that the national insurance is a good thing. When I've watched a lot of these videos and seen how much things cost, it's wonderful that, you know, we're just making a contribution and we get that care. So I'm very grateful for that. So what I was going to speak about next was just really about how I was feeling, because one of the main things for me was feeling very not myself, not being able to really get up and put on any makeup, or not being able to get up and put on anything that I would usually dress or wear. Getting used to not wearing heels because I like my heels. And just wanting that feeling of comfort. And I'm a working mother. Both me and my partner are professionals and we work. And it's very difficult because in the evening times I would come home and all I want to do is sleep, and I wouldn't have any kind of time for interaction. And to some degree I'm still at that point where I'm still sleeping quite a lot, but I have been told that because I've got two babies, you know, the development in itself will take a lot of sleep. So I'm trying to ensure that I'm still active enough to, you know, do what I need to do, but at the same time, and also be healthy. But at the same time, I'm not pushing it. I am leaving it to the later part of the pregnancy to probably, you know, be more sociable and everything else. But for the meantime, now it's all about developing the babies and, you know, really thinking about my intake and the rest that I get and everything else. So I'm really happy to say that I am 19 weeks and maybe 3 days or so. And, you know, I'm really looking forward to coming, you know, into the later trimester. I'm feeling a lot more energized than I did. I'm also really looking forward to, you know, just wanting to shop and everything else, because I wanted to shop, but I didn't have the energy to. So I've got a couple of things that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to the baby show. I've got a mother care event, which is today, where I'm going with a friend. And it's going to be, I think it will be amazing really to start that journey, because one thing I haven't done is I haven't bought anything at all for the babies. And I was about to buy some stuff, and my sister was like, no, you wait for the sales. What are you doing? You're spending a lot of money. And so I thought, okay, all right, maybe that's sensible, because if I had it my way, I would be just spending money on dresses and little hair clips and things like that. You know, the whole girl thing is new to me. I had a boy originally. And so I'm looking forward to having girlies. And, you know, it's scary, I think, in a lot of ways as well, because everyone's told me that girls are a little bit more work. But two babies are more work anyway. So there you go. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is documenting as much as I can, to see how really just this progresses and develops. And I'm really looking forward to showing you, you know, how things kind of go. So, you know, I hope you join me for the journey. If there's anything more else, then just ask a question. I'll be more than happy to answer. And I think just keep in touch. All right.